Hey guys, Yuliya here. So I'm cutting some evergreens today for my Christmas garland, and I thought I'd show you how to prune your evergreens properly because there's a lot of misunderstanding and fear out there about how to prune them, and for good reason. So I have this arborvitae right here, and I have a ton of leland cypress over there. So I'm going to show you how to prune these, and also a spruce and a couple of hollies. All right, I'm going to start with this arborvitae right here, and I don't know if you can tell, but the left side of it is a lot fuller than the right side. And the reason is because I have been pruning it for my Christmas decorations, and also because I need to get to my compost pile over there. And I haven't been addressing the right side as much, and you can see it's a lot thinner, and some of the branches are a lot longer. Also, it's not receiving as much sun. So you can tell just how much fuller the plant gets after it receives good pruning. I do prefer natural look of my plants. Some of the formal pruning I don't mind either, but trees like this, I do prefer natural. So let me just show you how to do it. First, let me show you the result of pruning because I found this really good branch that illustrates it quite well. So you see how I pruned it right there probably 3 years ago, and it created this lateral growth right here. So instead of having one thin branch coming out this way, it created all of these branches and this fullness right here. So also I just wanted to point out, this is not disease. This is just a natural dying off of inner branches of conifers. They especially do that a lot in the fall, just like deciduous trees lose their leaves, conifers lose their inner needles and branches. You can just clean it up as you go. Let's prune this branch right here. This is a really good candidate because it has one stem, and if I prune it right here, all of these branches will thin out and will make this tree a lot fuller. Now, before I make any cuts, I look what's underneath. Is there any gaping holes or any junk that I will expose if I prune it? If there is, I actually would leave this branch alone and I will just cut the tip off. So let's just make a cut right here. And you can barely see it because this branch kind of hides it, and this one too. So all of these will fan out and cover up this empty space right here. And this is a wonderful Christmas decor right here. Here's another good branch to cut. When I cut right here, this branch, all of these branches will fan out and cover this space here. This pruning right here is to shape up the top, and a lot of times people don't shape the top because they can't reach it. But if you have pole pruners like these that I borrowed, you can shape top of your trees really well. There you go. Pole pruners can be quite expensive. So if you have a garden friend who do a lot of pruning, you can maybe split the cost of it. It works great. Okay, this is what I have so far. It looks beautiful. I probably cut maybe 5 more branches, but no more than that. This time of the year, I prefer not to prune more than 10% of the evergreen trees because if we have really cold snap, it can desiccate the cuts. The best time to prune is late winter, early spring, and this way you can take down as much as a third of the tree and do some real renovation. Okay, let's talk about leland cypress. I have 2 hedges in different forms. This one is a more natural, more loose hedge, and this one right here, I'm actually trying to make a formal hedge out of a leland cypress and see how it goes. This is a complete experiment. These trees are about 4 years old, and I have been pruning them with the trimmer. And as you can see, they're staying a lot closer to the fence than the natural shaped ones. So I am actually not going to touch these today. I pruned these early in the spring with the trimmer. All I'm going to take are the ones right over there. So it's the same story with leland cypress as with arborvitae. As you can see, I cut this one last year probably, and all of the outer branches are starting to grow and fill up the space. Now, leland cypress, as they get older, they actually lose their lower branches. It is very classic because the upper part of the plant is shading out lower part of the plant. So what I'm going to try to do today is get those big guys over there so I can get a little bit more light to this lower part. This is not easy, you guys. When I'm pruning large deciduous trees with the pole pruner like this or pole saw, I actually wear a hard hat because that wood can get really heavy. When you prune evergreens like this, it's very light, so you're not in danger of you hurting yourself. But if you think that any of the branches are substantial enough to hurt you, definitely wear a hard hat. Let me show you my blue spruce. It is not doing particularly great because it's not getting enough sun right here, but it's still giving me some wonderful Christmas decor every year. Like, for example, you see right there, I actually cut it probably 2 years ago, and it gave me this branch, that branch, and bunch right there. So I'm actually going to cut it again around here, and it will probably give me another one this way. Now, there's one thing about all conifers, well, with one exception, is that never cut into a dead wood that is in the middle of the plant. It will not regrow. The only exception to the rule is a yew, and all other evergreen conifers or deciduous conifers, because there is such a thing, they will not regrow. So here's an example on this spruce. If I were to prune it right here, it will not give me any lateral growth from this point. This is what it's called dead wood on the conifer. So never cut into the dead wood. Always cut somewhere where there's some sort of growth. Let me show you another example of formal pruning of conifers. This is my neighbor's green giant hedge, and they have been trimming it once a year, and as you can see, it is nice and tight to the fence. You can definitely do something like this with arborvitae, but you have to do it consistently. Now, as for the pruning of hollies, there are no strict rules like it is with conifers. For example, I can prune this branch anywhere. I can prune it right here, or right here, and it will create lateral growth for me. But what I like to do, I actually like to go all the way back to where it meets other branches. This way, I don't see the stub. Here's another example. Let's say I want to prune this one right here, but look, there's a stub. So I would rather prune it all the way where it meets other branches. This way I don't see it, and I actually will get a longer branch for my Christmas decor. All right, you guys, I hope these instructions made sense, but just to remind you, right now is a good time to clean up your conifers and maybe take some of the branches for your Christmas decor, but do not cut more than 10% of them. The best time to prune your conifers is late winter, early spring, is when they're starting to come out of dormancy, and once you prune them, you will get that beautiful new fresh flush. The worst time is late summer, early fall, because they can have that beautiful new fresh flush of growth, which can be hid by frost, and all of that will be dead because it hasn't had the chance to harden off before the winter. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you learned something new in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.